Hey, John Hall here, broker and owner of Southeastern Realty in downtown Wadley. We're here today on the Johnson farm. This is our newest listing we're real excited about. It's 960 acres, and this property is just north of Lafayette and about 30 minutes north of Auburn. The Johnsons have owned this property. They bought it in 1992, and the cabin behind me was built in 1993. And since that time, they have managed this property extensively for wildlife and their family's own enjoyment for deer and turkey. There's a bass pond on the property. The timber around here, the hardwood, mature pine, is just unbelievable. One thing I noticed about this property is the interior road system. It is really, really nice. You can access all through the property. They're very, very wide. You ride trucks, your four-wheelers, or whatever you need to do. Coming into the property, there's a very nice creek, and you actually got to forge the creek. Makes you feel like you're really out here secluded to get to the cabin. Also, the food plots right now are all been planted with either brown top, a chufa, or have remaining clover in them. One thing, we're going to go down to the fish pond and look at our bass and brim pond down there. It's about 2 acres, but first let's look at the cabin. All right, we're inside the cabin right here. All of these deer, I counted 50-something deer heads on the wall right here. Every one of them has been taken off this property. All the turkey beards behind me, since 2007, they have put the beards on the wall, and there's an amazing amount of wildlife that's been taken from this property. Several mounted turkeys right here. This stacked rock fireplace is just amazing. All of this furniture is going to stay with the property. There's 2 bedrooms downstairs, a full bath. Upstairs, there's a loft with a big, nice bed and bunk rooms up there. So this place will sleep about 12 to 14 people. And just take a look around. It's just amazing. It's a real log cabin. It's got real logs in here. You can still see the pine, the knots and everything. Granite countertops. It's just, there's really nothing to do except move right in. All right, here we are at one of the barns on the property. This was kept for storage of corn, implements, four-wheelers, side-by-sides. There's equipment shed behind us. If you look over here, there's 2 feed bins right here for deer mix, deer protein, corn, whatever you want to put in. You can auger it over here, and all of this equipment, there's several tractors on the farm that can come with the purchase of the farm. Some really nice John Deere tractors right here, bush hog, everything that you need to keep this farm up. And we'll just walk on up through here, and another equipment shed right here. That's the grain bin right there where they auger the food, the corn over in there. This can be pulled around the farm right here. Has a swing auger to fill up all the feeders. If you follow me on up here, this is a diesel tank right here. Somebody will come out here and fill this thing up. You don't have to haul diesel, just pull it up, fill your tractor up. Come on up here. We have a skinning shed and a walk-in cooler. It just gets better. The 2 skinning sheds right there, fully electric winches right here. The cooler, it's on right now. Middle of summer, but it feels real good in here. Put a walk-in cooler in here that you see where you can hang your deer. Kill a deer late in the afternoon, ain't got time to food with it, put it in the cooler, come back that weekend and food with it. All right. Now we're fixing to ride on up and look at the north side of the property. We're here just above the barn and the equipment sheds, and I wanted y'all to see there are several, there's probably 30 or 40 pear trees and apple trees, and it is early summer, so you can see the fruit beginning to form on this. These pears will be ready for both seasons around September. And behind you right here is just some more of the mature sawtooth oaks that's on this food plot. We're down here below the bass pond, and I want to stop right here and show you some of the oaks that's been planted in these food plots. This is a nut-all tree, and it has an acre about the size of end of your finger right here. It's good for turkey and deer. And if you look on the ground here, most all these food plots in the summertime, they've got this white ladino clover in it for the deer and the turkey. But it's just, I can't tell you how many trees are out here. All these nut-all trees have been planted right here that are already producing, and it swings around. This is probably a 5-acre green field full of acorns, and you can just imagine in the fall what type of wildlife will be out here. And but there's several food plots right here. This is just one of the oaks. There's probably at least 1,000 sawtooth oaks planted on this farm, along with there's some white oaks we'll look at in a second, and a lot of red oaks. But all these oaks have been producing. These were planted when they first got the property back in the 90s. You are 25 years a head start over somebody wanting to come in here and start this farm and plant oaks right here. It's already been done for you. You're gonna reap the benefits of all the work that's been done over the years. It's just an unbelievable, gorgeous food plot right down here behind the pond. We're here on the northern end of the property in one of the biggest food plots. And what this is just a drove of sawtooth oak trees that was transplanted in the 90s. These trees are about 35 years old. They all produce. They are fertilized in the spring and in the fall. And during bow season, this is where you want to be. But it is just drop dead gorgeous out here. You can just look around. Right here is just one of the feeders that's on the property. We'll go with the property. And also I want you to see, we'll look over here. This is a red oak that was planted. This is one of the original sawtooth oaks that was planted, and you can see the size of this thing. And this is one of our many food plots that is a summer food plot, and it will be planted this fall. But this has got brown top in it right now for the dove and the turkey and the quail on the property. What we're looking at right here is an area that has been left natural. They burn this about every 2 years, and this does two things. At first, it gives it some browse, some natural browse. There's briars, there's some blue stem grass out there, and also it gives a bedding area for the deer. And of course, quail and stuff like that, they love the burned areas. But these are several areas on this property that is just left natural. We're here on the southern end of the property. Just ran off a big drove of gobblers out of the food plot right here. This food plot is mainly sawtooth oaks and clover up under here. It's really nice. One thing we hadn't touched on this property is the amount of pine saw timber on this property. It's a great investment tract for not only for wildlife, but through a timber management program, which has been ongoing since the 90s. There's only been one clear cut on the property, and it was done last year, and that property's already been replanted. This right here is a 25-year-old stand of pine timber. They'll be ready in about 10 years. There will be an ongoing producement of income for this property. I appreciate y'all watching the video today. If I can show y'all this farm, just give me a call. Or if you need any information, I'll be glad to send it to you. Just let me know.